Kids asleep, sharks awake. Trade daddies on the mic. Let's work. Let's work. Rent your hand by daylight, grease on the sleeves. Nightfall, switch lanes, candles and degrees. Blue collar mornings, markets after dark. Teaching wealth in the shadows, lighting up the charts. From the shop to the screens, breaking cycles, no cap. Turn patience into profit, show the roadmap. Education first, yeah, the mission stay clean. Built on discipline, modern Canadian dream.
Daddy time, late night grind. Shots glow while the world unwinds. Trade daddies, yeah, we break it down. From higher highs to support and bounce.
OG in the game, seen bubbles and pain. Hands wrapped tight, both gloves and gains. From the ring to the feeds, pressure don't shake. Market swings heavy, steady moves get made. W3 BC built, yeah, the vision clear. Teach and entertain, make the lesson hit here. Punchlines land like a clean left hook. Market speak when a trader looks. After bedtime, headphones on, screens glow bright. Risk defined, patient tested every night. No hype trades, only structure and plans. Read the flow, understand supply and demand. Not promises made, just skills passed down. So the next generation builds solid ground. From dads to traders, lessons stay true. Knowledge is power, now pass it through.
Who runs the charge?
Trade daddies,
Who breaks it down?
trade daddies.
Risk, reward, discipline.
Let's get it.
Who runs the charge?
Trade daddies,
Trade daddy. Who breaks it down?
trade daddies.
Trade daddy. Risk, reward, discipline.
Let's get it.
Daddy time, late night grind. Real talk for the trading mind. Trade daddies after dark. Read the market, play it smart.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yeah.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Trade Daddies, episode 7. What do you think of that new intro? The little VDEX logo. Shout out to our sponsor, VDEX.
By Shark Daddy.
That's it, Shark Daddy.
What is
I
up?
love the whole theme with the sharks and all that, the whole leaderboard, the hammerhead. I'm a hammerhead shark now, so I'm moving up. I'm not a whale shark yet, so you know, a lot of volume for that.
Yeah, explain. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but explain what you mean.
Okay, so on VDEX, as you trade, you acquire points, and as you climb that leaderboard, you get different what do you call it, tiers. So you can be you start out as a shrimp. Oh no, I think you start out as a clownfish actually. And then you move up to shrimp, and then swordfish, whale shark, hammerhead, right, and great white. Right now, I am a hammerhead. My hammerhead shark, rank 43 for the week on VDEX on my other account. My main account, I believe I'm in the top 100. I'm actually top 73, I believe, today in traders and all of VDEX. So you got some work to catch up to me, people. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna get in there. I got my. I think I'm ready to go. I'm funded, ready to get in and trade. Shout out to VDEX.
Hey,
for helping the show, supporting the cause here.
I'm in a trade right now. Hey, let me actually just bring up the charts.
Yeah, bring it up. What you got? What you got going on? What's cooking, baby? Are you in a long or a short ski?
I'm in a long. It was doing a little bit better. We've come down. It has been a weird day to trade. Like I actually was trading today earlier, and I was actually like hedging my bets. I had a long and a short, and I would just kind of let go of one trade when the market like figured out where the hell it wanted to go. Just to protect as much capital as possible. I had a really bad loss on Monday, so right now I'm in damage control mode. So very low risk. Taking trades that are more likely to win than lose. And we're doing okay. We went back to basics, and since we went back to basics, we've been doing actually a lot better. Again, I don't recommend revenge trading for anybody.
No. What? Okay, so like this is one of the things that I gotta get out of a little bit is not the scared money don't make no money. That's not really what it is. I'm not afraid. I am just so conditioned and I've got PTSD for the market just changing direction on me real quick that like this morning, dude, I was playing the 9:15 game or the 9:30 game on the 15-minute candle, right? And I was short. I was short. It fucking started to creep back up and I bailed at like $16 in the profit like 5 minutes before it dumped. And I was just like, what am I doing?
You know what? In my mind today, I was short. And then I went in my trading group and I kind of like, saw what the lifer was doing and just trying to get confluence. I always try to look for multiple things that lead the same way. And then, just because if I don't want to be like, this is what I think, and then this is only what I'm going to think. I'm going to have the blinders on, right? So I like to see what other, traders that I look up to are doing. And again, he was kind of the same. There's mixed messages, and the key today was the 1 hour. The 1 hour staying above the 200-day moving average because the model showed up, right? It was, the 1 hour crossing the 200 and then touching the 21 and then back up, right? That's the idea. So we wanted to stay above it. Now it went down, like it went down today. Like, so I believe that's what's today, the 25th?
Today's 25.
Yeah. So like, yeah, this is what I was hoping for, to stay above the 200. We did go up and then we got rejected by 72. So what I did is I actually shorted 72. I didn't short 72. I shorted with my stop loss at 72. So, and then I had a long going to 75 in case we win. So it was like one or the other, right? So like small wins today. But we ended up in the green, even though it was, a little bit of wins. We're in another trade now because I'm just betting on staying above that 21-day moving average, the white line. So it's again the model 21 it crosses 200. We come back in touch. We've actually bounced off the 200-day moving average, and we're up, and we're kind of look like we're like making another flag now on the 1 hour, right? So
I was looking at that same thing, man, and I was based on what it's been doing and kind of like those they've been really acting as support. You know what I mean? Like I was potentially going to, if we came back down to touch any of those moving averages, like I was going to take a long there because it looks like it's getting ready to just go, and because it's held so well. And I mean, man, if you look at some of the news and some of the things that were coming out today, some of the things that politicians are talking about, you look at some of the volume that was being bought. I mean, we can look at ETFs. Like, Franklin Templeton now has an ETF available on the global markets that you can access right there with your phone. Like
that's insane.
Things are changing, man. Like, we were talking about this a little bit, we talk about this every day, like now on my morning show. But I think we said, let's talk about some of this clarity that's going to be coming through, because obviously it's a huge issue in our industry right now. And I think the narrative is a little maybe misconstrued of like what's actually happening. Cause like now Brian Armstrong has said, hold up, like we're not going to pass this. And maybe this is in, maybe support of retail, because retail just gets like ixnayed on this clarity thing. If it moves through as kind of they're discussing it, right? Where like you can't earn yield on stable coins for staking and holding. You can only earn yield if you use your stable coin, but like that's not what people want.
So,
like
I was looking at that today, and I was thinking to myself, like, I kind of figured this was going to happen. Like, the banks are just too big. Like, they're the big. Think of all the lobbyers in the U.S. U.S. markets. There, like, banks are going to be the big ones, right? So we kind of had most people.
We do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like most people thought this was going to happen. It kind of sucks, but then I thought to myself, I'm like, who cares? Like, if the U.S. says fuck no yield, okay. Money flows to where it's treated best, right? So what if somebody just makes a company that's not in the US that can offer yield, right?
Well, I think, you can still get yield on DeFi. Like it's not like, I think this is more like this affects like Coinbase, and eventually like somebody had said like one of the reasons maybe like why Brian Armstrong said something today was ultimately this would affect their business model if they can't earn yield on all the stable coin that they're holding. Like that screws them. That's part of their whole business model. So maybe like someone reminded him like, yo, you got to fucking stand up for us, buddy, because like we're going to lose a lot of money if this happens.
Yeah, well, the U.S. is probably gonna. It's kind of this is why like Tether looks so nice to the would look so nice to the U.S. because like we're one of the biggest treasury buyers, right? Like, so I would be surprised if there isn't a deal where like, hey, buy treasuries and and then we'll maybe we'll let things pass. I know that it's going to be no different. Like I feel like it's going to be the same thing. We've never been able to, the US has not been very good when it comes to, or even North America. I wouldn't even just say the US, like Canada's the same way. Where you can't get as much yield. There's a lot of KYC, all that kind of stuff, a lot of things, hurdles in your way. But people will use VPNs, people will go to other countries. Like for me, I'm looking to get my Portuguese passport. There's no capital gains in crypto as long as you hold it for a year, right? But even their tax rate is lower for income than I would pay here. So as long as I don't sell my crypto into Canadian dollars, I don't owe any taxes. So I would just keep the money in euros, and be honestly, keeping euros would be better for me than the Canadian dollar, the Canadian peso. But like that's those things. Those are things that you can do. You can get visas in other countries where you can, sign up for these exchanges or DeFi platforms with that visa, and not have to pay taxes maybe in your country. Like it's something to research for sure.
Right.
The one of the biggest things I've been talking about lately, I talked about it on the adoption pod yesterday, is like taxes are like when you want to build real wealth in your life, tax is a big hurdle. So you owe it to yourself to learn how to legally pay as little amount of taxes as possible. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in the Constitution of the US, it says it's your duty to pay as little taxes as possible. So yeah, do it.
Stuff, man. We all know that. But
Yeah. Tax is theft. I had a tax burden because I sold crypto this year, and we have what's called an RRSP. So when I invest in an RRSP, I get a credit back on my taxes, right? So I
Right.
put enough where I don't have to pay any taxes. I'd rather pay myself, even though I can't see that money until I retire. At least I'm paying myself and not,
Hell yeah.
funding this, this government.
We'll just call it craziness.
Yeah. It's the clown show, which is Canada right now.
Right.
But all things will heal eventually.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Things aren't I wouldn't say hunky dory here in the US either.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw something that it was a really great video and explained why, like, what's happening, like macroeconomics wise, and we're moving away from globalization. So we run on a rules based system where everybody worked together for trade. China was the factory to produce goods for the world. The U.S. was the police force, right, policing the world and all that stuff like that. And now we're moving to what's called a multipolar system where trust is eroded. We don't, trade is not as free as it used to be. There's going to be certain alliances and, and not other ones. So it's going to lead to less trust overall. So what are you going to need to settle trade when you don't trust your neighbor? Crypto, right? Take the trust out of it. You don't need to trust your neighbor now, because now you're going to have instant settlements for payments. And that's where I think, like, this is why, like, I asked myself, why is the US, why does Trump, the crypto president, why now all of a sudden is crypto like one of the main things on his platform? It's because they're preparing us for a world of multipolarization where we're going to need crypto and blockchain to be able to transact in a world where we just don't trust our neighbors as much.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, it's a really cool video. I'll send you. I saw it on Instagram. And it actually gives a really good explanation, because like these are all the things we've been told back like years ago when I got into crypto, but I believed it's possible, but now you're seeing like, oh shit, they're right. Like this now I can see the use case really for why crypto is needed, especially with AI. Like think about AI and all your AI agent hackers that can try to hack your Twitter or your bank account or whatever. And if you're on blockchain, you're not going to get hacked as easily. Yo, what's up, Luca? What's up, Curtis? Welcome to the chat.
What's up? What's up? I was just pulling up the chat here on my phone to see what was going on there, because, dude, that's awesome. Curtis is on a cruise this week, I think.
It's on a cruise?
He's on a cruise. So he's watching from a cruise, probably somewhere beautiful and amazing. Shout out to Curtis.
I've never been. Have you ever been on a cruise? I've never been.
We've been on several. I've been on many cruises. I love them. I haven't. Whitney and I have not been on one since COVID. I went one with my buddy Ross after COVID. But Whitney and I, we got to go. And Emerson's probably a great age to go now because they got like the kids center where, dude, they have like kids care. And like it's kids camp. They go there, they can check in all freaking day and just go play and make friends and just go do their thing. They'll come back, have some swim in the pool, have some lunch, whatever. But then they just go back and play. Like my buddy's kid used to do this every time we went. And like I cannot wait for us to go and for our daughter to check that out. So yeah, you should definitely do a cruise. And,
yeah, I was always worried about getting like nauseous on it. That's why I kind of like stayed away. But like, there's some really crazy stuff.
They have seasick medicine on the boats. Like if people get seasick, like they'll come around with these pills because like Whitney gets seasick. I don't at all, but she will. And like you just like pop, and you can also get like a little like a Band-Aid thing for the back of your ear. But like the pill, like this tab that they have if you get seasick on the boat, like cures you immediately. Like immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Okay, so that's because my wife's been bugging me too. She loves cruises. She's been bugging me to go on ever since we got together. So, yeah. So that might be something to do. You know what's funny? I remember back when I was mining Ethereum and all that. There's like a Raven coin cruise that I remember.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
I know, right? Like what the fuck happened to Raven coin? Bits be tripping. He's a OG content creator for mining, like forever, right? Like back in like 2015, even before that. I think he's one of the original like content creators for crypto mining. And yeah, he went on that cruise, and I was like, that just made me think of it, right? Because he was doing content from the cruise and all that. Yo, paid XPO, what's good? Actually, speaking of which, let's look at Ravencoin. I'm curious. Is it dead?
Oh, dude, I have not. There's no way that Ravencoin is still a thing. What's up, Paid?
People are still mining it. I don't know if it's how fucking profitable it is. Raven USD. Okay, so let's look at a bigger time frames and see where it's been and where it is. Let's look at a daily. Okay, so Ravencoin is sitting at God, it's not even a cent. It's under a cent. Oh, look at this October 10th liquidation. Almost went to zero. It almost died. It went to 0.0001.
That is wild.
Holy shit.
You know what they say, my guy? What is was once a wick becomes a candlestick.
Oh no. Are we gonna witness the death of Ravencoin? Damn. So let's compare that with the Ravencoin hash rate. Let's see how many people are mining this network. All time. Yeah, so it's gone down, but it's not even that bad when you can like there's 5 terahash of people mining this thing still. So people are still mining it. It's hopes and dreams, I guess. That's funny.
Is that what that's what the Cardano people have? No, I don't mean shade. I don't mean shade. I know it's split out of the top 10. It is now getting ready to get passed by Bitcoin Cash of all things.
It's been sticking around that 25, 26 level though for a while.
It's holding.
It's holding. It looks more sideways to me than like maybe not. Well, kind of. If you ignore this wick, then it's kind of like just sideways. But I would say it's a descending triangle like that, and then just a long descender. So
is it doing anything? Is Cardano doing anything?
I don't think so. But like, how many altcoins really are doing anything right now?
I'm like, because I got a video. I posted something earlier today, a little teaser. I don't usually do the teasers, but I'm trying a whole bunch of new stuff to see how it works. I was having a conversation with somebody about Uniswap and the token, and they said, take a look at it. And I in my mind, I was like, come on, dude, Uniswap, you got to be out of your freaking mind, right? And I did a little deep dive into this, and the video is going to come out. I'm going to schedule this thing for, let me just look. I think it was like 6 a.m. tomorrow. So I got this video coming out about Uniswap tomorrow morning, and I think people are going to be absolutely blown away, dude, at like what is happening, what they're doing, the connections, how they're switching basically from, you know, being a DeFi swap protocol into a liquidity layer of the tokenized capital markets from the top down, like the biggest names that you would think of and know. Like, it's wild. It's absolutely wild.
It is wild, but Uniswap's in a bear flag on the daily that broke out. Look for Uniswap to hit $1.80.
I'm telling you, like, I think, I think a lot of honestly, like, so I'm not telling anybody to buy altcoins quite yet, but I think that the idea is, look, a lot of these are down, and I'm with you. It's Bitcoin or nothing right now, but be understanding where these altcoins that you want to buy, where they could go, because
What they're building, like next bull market, it's use case. There's no, I don't think speculation is going to drive
no, nothing.
these coins. Like people want to. There's like how I think you posted how many coins there are now, and it's like we need to get rid of like a lot of coins. There needs to be a mass exodus because
Dude,
there's so much.
like I was saying
waste.
that today, we need to find whatever the, you know, there was cash for clunkers back in the was it the 90s when they were kind of like, you know, transition vehicles over. There's a controversy around all of this stuff, which I actually do have some strong opinions on as well, thinking about some of the quality engines and manufacturing that we gave up for this cheap Chinese shit that we got to deal with now. Like, I love my Kia Telluride, but I tell you what, it's a pain in the ass to work on. It's not like working on an old Chevy or an old Ford, you know.
I don't know, man. I used to work at Hyundai, and they own Kia. They are pretty compared to like other vehicles. They are a lot easier to work on. Like Chevys are pretty easy. Don't get me wrong. Like Chevys are very easy. But I would also equate them to Kia in ease of work. But like I was working at Volkswagen before I went to Hyundai, and let me tell you, wow, what a difference! Like I swear to God, to work on a Volkswagen, you need a million special tools. Where like I went to Kia, and it's
right? Volkswagen and Audi are the same thing.
yeah, Volkswagen owns Audi, same idea.
Right.
And then then I went to then I went to Hyundai, and I'm like, wow, they use Phillips screws and like, metric sockets. Like that's amazing. So it was a big wow at how how simplistic is. A lot of Asian cars are like that. Look, Honda's the same way. Honda's very simple. Toyotas are very simple and easy to work on too. By the way, Uniswap, if you're looking for a short, this looks pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. This is a bear flag that broke out, bearishly retesting the bottom of the trend line. So it could be a nice short. And maybe your stop loss, back in the channel here, something like that on the daily. And if we look at the 12-hour, the stochastics are high. Like it may take some more time to roll over. 12-hour, 8-hour. Yeah, 8 hours, same idea. Like same thing. We're just zooming in, right? Like what time frame is going to start to roll over first? Let's go to the 4-hour. Yeah, man. Like, so this is what you want to see on the 4-hour here. This is it right here. Do we get rejected by the 4-hour 200-day moving average? My guess is yes.
Uh-huh.
And Dump City, baby. That daily bear flag brings you to $1.80, $1.90 for Uniswap. Again, daily time frame, you're looking at maybe a month. Like it could take a month or more. Pardon me?
Pull out the weekly on that and let's see how low that is to the historical generational bottom, because like that was when I had a first conversation with somebody. I mean, you're basically you're gonna pull a V chain, you're gonna pull some of these other coins that have plunged below like their initial.
So if that goes to the target, that brings you right to this wick right here.
Look at that. Come on, what did I tell you about wicks and sticks, baby?
Right. So that brings you right to the wick at basically when it came out. Like, well, no, sorry, not when it came out. This is 2020. I don't know how far back this particular chart goes. This is Coinbase.
Yeah, I'll take a look and see if there's anything else.
When did Uniswap come out? It was like 2018, 2019 or 2019 or something like that. It was that bull run. It was, I think it came out way before 2020, right?
Let's see, I'm pulling the Binance chart.
Yeah, Binance will probably have a better history on it.
Looks like it goes back to 2016.
2016.
No, that says 2026. That's not right.
Okay, hold on. Let me look at the Binance chart here. Uniswap. It goes up to this one. Yeah, it's September of 2020. Huh. When did Uniswap launch?
Oh, we find that over on CoinMarketCap. I know that. This is silly.
2018. V1 launch on 2018. That makes sense. Because I remember when I got into crypto, I got in 2018. I remember Uniswap and then Pancake Swap and all that stuff like that.
Dude, it's weird. CoinMarketCap's chart goes back to September 16th, 2020. That's it.
20 really? That is interesting. I've noticed that on some charts, like they got rid of some of the old history back in like 2016.
How do you do that? How do you erase history?
All right. Yeah, so Uniswap could be a cool short. That was just honestly, I was just curious. I was just thinking about it. Let's go back to BTC for a quick second. Actually, you know what? I want to show you to Ethereum. So BTC, if we're bullish, we're looking for this to tag that 21 on the 100 on the 1 hour and bounce off it. The 15-minute is kind of the same idea. We want to stay above that 200-day moving average, and we're kind of looking like here we can't flag out sideways, touching the 21. We need this to bounce up here to continue to be bullish. What I will say is though, on the hour, I'm starting to see a little bit of an inverted head and shoulders here, right? So that could be a potential nice move to the upside. Like we've dumped for what, 2 days? We've had 2 big dumps in 2 days. So I don't know, maybe the end of this week, maybe consolidation on Thursday, maybe Friday we have a pump for the weekend. But I would look at this neckline here.
Have you looked at have you done the whole like measured move thing? If you look at Bitcoin on the weekly, where we have our big dump and then we've got, it's like 55 days of consolidation and then like another dump. Like we went through that, like potentially going through another one. We're going through the consolidation phase right now.
Yeah. Well, this right here, this entire thing right here is consolidation. Right. Like we had the huge move, right?
Since the beginning of February.
And like this is what I did like this week. Like so Monday, a terrible day. I went back to basics from Monday and I won a nice trade on Tuesday, because what I did is I pulled the Fibonacci and I said, where can we dump to, right? And the 618, the golden pocket, we came right down to the golden pocket. So I put a short in on Tuesday to the golden pocket, right? What I should have done, I didn't do because I wasn't able to be at the charts, is like take that trade, the long, the bounce off the 618, and I would have been a nice payday. So you could have shorted anywhere here down to the 618 golden pocket on the Fibonacci. And that's the 618 and the 786 are really good places to look for a bounce. And again, we wicked a little bit below the 618, and you got in here at this candle, or even the next green candle after it. So you wait for this close red, you wait for this to close green, and then you get in here, and you could have got a nice move today, like back, and you'd still be in the green. Like you'd still be very much in the green. You could have just moved your stop loss up and into profit, right? And how you do this is when you go on TradingView, you go Alt F, and you look for the impulse when the move started, right? So you go to the impulse and you drag to the highest point, and then you get your thing. So if I take the impulse from this green candle here, we came to the 786. If I take the impulse from down here, it's the golden pocket, the 618. So depending on how you want to do it, I just try to be as conservative as possible. But that's a good, like if you're looking for a bounce, look at these levels, because these are good common levels that you usually see a bounce. And then I implore you to go on the charts, look back in history, play with this Fibonacci tool. Every time you have pumps, look at this and try to find retracements and see how many times it lines up, and you can see its success rate. You got to do your homework.
Got to do your homework. Yeah, I'm just looking right now. So we're talking about consolidation, right? And it got me thinking. I got this thing. I put it on the weekly, and I'm about ready to post something so more people can see this. But we're 9.5%. Bitcoin has been stuck in that range, okay, for 49 days. 7 bars, 49 days. 9.5% has been this consolidation phase. That's crazy, dude. This thing is getting ready to explode. I know
talking about this one right here?
which way it's going to explode, but it is going to explode one way.
Yeah, you're right. Like, just from this pump here, you're
Or
looking
the
at.
weekly. I'm telling you, like, I'm looking on the weekly, dog.
Okay, hold on. Let me go into weekly. This is the 1 hour.
Since the beginning of February, we have just been in less than a 10% range.
That was a 2-week. 1 second. 1 week chart. Let's scroll down here.
Oh, you were on the 2-week?
But yeah, I clicked the backside.
Oh.
All right. So let's go here. From this wick down here, you're looking at 8 bars, 56 days. That's crazy.
Right.
Insane. Yo, shout out to Crypto Princess. Welcome in. Boomer Crypto Lady. Boomer Crypto Lady, awesome part of the community. Always support my stuff. Love that you're here. And Luca, welcome once again. Any chance we fill the CMA gap at 81K? I kind of expect a Friday night war announcement or something. I'm always expecting the worst these days, right? It's hard not to. I don't know. Like, I think so. What I will show you here, I'll share.
We shouldn't have a gap anymore. We filled it, didn't we?
No, 81K, 81K.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah. So what I will show you here is on my on my trading group. They always put what's called Bookmap. Bookmap is where liquidations are. So I like to look at this. I don't follow it like to the T, but like it's nice to have in the back of your mind. So usually what happens is this is where liquidations are in the market. And what will happen is price will be, the closest deep red is where you'll most likely go to. And the closest deep red is around 72.5. So that's where I'm at with my long right now. I'm at my long is targeting 72.5, and then the next liquidity would be 70,500, and then down here at like 65.5, something like that, right? So I keep that in the back of my head. So that's what I use. And if you look at the weekly, I still kind of feel like we're in a bear flag. Like all in all, I still think the downtrend is still there. Like we've had a nice, like, just because we bounce to the top of the channel doesn't mean we're out of the woods. Like it's,
you can almost pull that into a symmetrical triangle.
Yeah. I honestly, that's probably more likely. What I will say is, like, low RSI, low stochastics.
We know with a symmetrical triangle is the worst situation you can be in, because you don't know. It's like 50-50. It's like you cannot predict it. You can't say it's 90% of the time it's going to go up. Or no, it's like literally, it's like you have no choice to just sit and wait through it.
Yeah, it is 50-50. And in my experience, they mostly dump. Like I've tried to trade them and they mostly dump.
No, what it does, Mike, is that it mostly does the opposite of what you try to guess. And like,
yeah,
in conditions like looking at this chart,
market's targeting me.
Continuation going down, right? But if I were to put in a short, this thing would rip up to like 75K.
It's so funny because I was watching the Lifer today, and it's so true. It's like the market's just waiting for the news from the war. And like we had a little pump today, right when Trump posted something. We were sideways for like an hour, and then it pumped right when he tweeted something, which is hilarious. But
like
I don't know. I still think
Trump, dude.
I still think we can go up. Like I don't honestly. I thought we were gonna have a really like a fire March. It could be April. Like we're at the end. I always like. In crypto, you have a lot of volatility usually at the end of the month, like handing off to the next month. Like I've noticed, like it doesn't happen all the time. It's not perfect, but a little trend where, either you go from 1 month bullish and then the first week or 2 weeks of the next month are bearish, or you kind of go bearish at the end of the month and then like you have like a consolidation the first week of the second month. Maybe the second or third week you have a nice pump, and you have maybe if you're going to end the month green. But I feel like we're going to have a green month at some point. Like let's see where March is right now, and it's green. Like March will most likely end green here, right? Unless we go below 64.
To me, that looks like a reversal. Like the February candle was definitely a reversal with that long ass bottom wick, and now we're green going into it.
And honestly, it could just touch that 21-day moving average. Like it could just do something, like this, right? And this looks like a head and shoulders, but right, slanted head and shoulders. So it could just be like that. So like, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but like if you ignore that that's a possibility, then it could be disastrous for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like absolutely, it looks like able look just look at the monthly chart. Like just go back every time you have red candles and a green next to it. How many times does it go up? Okay, green next to it, up, right? Green next to it, up. So every time you have a little downtrend, green next to it, up, right? Like, same thing. Green next to big red after on a after a downtrend, right? So look for after a downtrend,
And then it's green candle.
right? So at the very least, we can have another month of green. So I honestly, I feel like April will be green too, and I think, and I feel, my base case was like May will be, garbage, really bad. I think maybe May we start that next leg down to the 50s again, and the summer just becomes a boring sideways choppy garbage market, right? Because not as many people will be trading. I still think this year will be a down year for markets in general. The S&P 500 is going down. I'm waiting for the S&P to hit that weekly 200-day moving average, right? Like it's already rolling over, as you can see here. Like we rounded the top, we came back. We don't have to touch it exactly, and we're rounding now. So like it's coming down. I still think this year is going to be a year of down. We may chop a little bit, but by the end of this year, I expect things to be a lot lower, and probably going to start adding to my portfolio at the end of the year. If again, I could be wrong. Again, it's if there's any bear cycle where I could say like it could end earlier, it would be this one because of all the stuff that's happening in the background right now with crypto adoption.
I mean, what would be the catalyst for things to go? I mean, the only thing that's going to go up is infrastructure plays. That's like literally the only thing that would go up, and that's like, the things that we'd have to talk about it and see, like, what are the most impactful things. But like in the interim, like that's why I think you and I are in the same camp. Like Bitcoin is the most important thing while we wait for the market and the dust to settle. I do think that it's going to go down as well. I think probably another, I mean, altcoins. If we think that Bitcoin, if you look at measured move on the I'm looking at the weekly a lot. We have this again, measured move, consolidation, measured move. If we do like a consolidation and then another measured move on that, like that puts us at least, depending on how you're measuring, depending on how it looks and what the forecast is for this consolidation, I think we could potentially get up to 80,000 before we start coming back down. And it's probably like mid-April where this happens. But the idea of that coming down and being sub $50,000 is like, I'm smoking hopium, man, because like I want it, like, and even if you measure this another way, like it goes down to like 39,600, 38,900. Like there's different ways you can do that. And like, dog, like I've been through this enough times to where like I know what's going to happen if we see that number. Like it's going to rocket ship up. Like we got to be prepared for that. Like, I want that to happen. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but I want it to happen.
Oh, I am like when we take 50K again, like in the 50s, I am going to be aggressively buying.
I'm everything. I'm
like a lot. Yeah, I'm buying a lot because like I'm okay with writing out another like 20 or 30% dip at that point. Like that's fine. Like I don't even worry about that at all.
It'll be a wick, dude. It would happen so fast.
Exactly. But also it could just come, like it can do something like it did in previous markets. I'll show you in a second. I just want to go through this 3-day. Like look at the 3-day. That looks more like a bear flag to me than anything.
Yeah.
And we could go to 80K. We could bounce in this channel. This channel could last longer. And it could come up and take 80K, right? Like, look at this. This is 82. So we can say, let's put it here. Let's go to 80.
That would be good trading weather too. Cause like,
so here's 81K.
You'd be heading up, but there'd be a lot of volatility. You'd have plenty of ops, like to do shorts and longs. So
if we stay in this channel and we take 80K, you're looking at May 28th,
yeah,
around the end and around near the end of May for this to potentially break down. And if you're gonna be bullish,
like the sub 50, and so if Bitcoin takes a 30% drop, that altcoins are going to take another 40 to 60% drop.
Yeah. 43K is the measured move of this 3-day bear flag, right? So if we have to change structure for me to be bullish. Like we have to do something like this and come back up to here and then kind of like do something and come up. Like we need to change the structure, which will make this. See, if you did something like that, you're making an inverted head and shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then that's a bottoming pattern, and you go out from there. And then structure's changed, everything's changed, and then I haven't done this in a while actually. When you think about it, go back to like tether dominance. Look at tether dominance. Look at Bitcoin dominance. Because if you think that we're going down, then you also have to believe that tether dominance is going to go up. It should look like it's going up.
Have you done there is a so that you can I would want to know probably what the difference between tether dominance versus knowing stablecoin dominance, because you can pull the stable.c.d and that I think
I just use tether because it's the biggest stable coin, but like you'll probably see the same thing on we'll look at it after this one for sure.
Yeah.
But like look at this, I've been tracking tether dominance for a while, as you can see.
Yep.
And look, we made a bottom, we changed structure, and we came up, retested the top of this trend line, and that's it. Uptrend. Bull flag up. We're making another bull flag. We're like it looks bullish to me that tether dominance is going to go up. So that tells me that my thought process for Bitcoin going down is correct. I got confluence between the two. What was the chart that you wanted me to look at? The stablecoin dominance?
Dominance, yeah, stable.c.d.
Stable.c.d. Oh, there it is. I see it. Same idea.
Yeah,
exactly the same. And it makes sense, right? Like, so now that I see that, can you still tell me like that you're bullish? It's hard. It's hard for me. Like overall, like this is zooming out. This is a 3-day chart. It's gonna look the same thing on, and I need really time frame now. Like it's just the same idea on the daily.
right.
So like, you know what I mean? Like it's the same thing. This is an uptrend. It's an uptrend until it's not, and until it's not, I have to keep going. The trend is your friend until the end, and we have to believe that is the trend. And we're looking at.
I think it's getting ready to rip, dude.
Whenever we break out, you're like, this is the measured move. It's another, 36% for.
What is the 30%? What is the 30% pump in stablecoin, or even if it's just tether dominance? What is the 30% rip in? Because we know like what a Bitcoin dominance trigger altcoin, we've seen like what that would take. Like,
see, it's about the same here. 39% brings you to 43K.
It's interesting. It's interesting how many times and how many different ways. Also, if you pull like historical data, if you look at August of 2024, like we got a scam wick that goes all the way back there. You know what I mean?
August of 2024. Let's take a look. 2025, 2024. Like this one? No, that's August.
So yeah, that's like 48K.
48K. Yeah. So like it doesn't have to hit the target. Like I would be surprised if it did hit the target exactly. Like it's gonna be there. Yeah.
And I mean that becomes the floor. And from there, if we see a drip down into the high 30s, that's the scam wick, the leverage flush, because everybody's gonna fucking go long the moment we get to like sub 50,000. Everyone will go long. They'll have to do a leverage flush just to wipe everybody out, and then from there it's rocket ship city.
Well, yeah, rocket ship city will be after maybe a double bottom. Like look at 2022. Yeah. We made a first bottom, and then we came up and we stayed up until we made a bottom March of this is 2025. Sorry, let me go back more. There we go. Okay, so we made our first bottom here at in 2021. That's May. Where the hell is 2022? There we go. Okay, 2022. First bottom here would have been June of 2022. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then we came up off that bottom and we stayed off that bottom until November. So the whole summer, we kind of like went up, we came down, but we're still above that bottom. And we went up from that bottom. We went up 42%. Right. And then we came down, and then
we gave it all back.
Everybody would have thought this would have been a cup and handle, and then we made our final bottom at 15,005, right? And even that made a double bottom here. We did this, and then we made a rounded bottom, and then we came up. This made like a little bit. This made a W pattern, right? If you zoom in, you can see the W here.
Wow! Wow!
Yeah, a lot of bottoming patterns, and but like on the day, this is the daily. Like it'll probably look better on the weekly, to be honest. Just less candles. Oh, whoa! I hate when I do that.
Dude, it's just part of the game. Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
It's so brutal. This is so 2022. Yeah, it looks a little better here. Less candles. But yeah, see, you came here, you had your first bottom and then your second bump, double bottom, just like that, and that was it. That was the end of the trend. And then on the way up we go, and you see low stochastic, low RSI. Like on the weekly, when you get to these levels, like RSI and stochastic this low, it's usually a pretty good time, pretty good buy, right? Like at least for your dollar cost average bags. Like if you're not going to trade it, that's a pretty good DCA buy when you get down this low.
I feel like, I love the idea of us getting a little bit of action, maybe getting up to the 80s. And it's going to be a lot of ups and downs. I mean, there's a lot of give and take, and I feel like it has been, man, when does that actually start? Where every pump we started giving back like almost immediately, you know what I mean? Like, and the dumps, like we never quite, and all the dumps, and I mean, obviously since October, but like the dumps, like were always stronger than any pump that we never quite got back what we gave up.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's exactly been doing. That's how you're in a bear market. All rallies dump off, and I've heard that before, but I wasn't really actively trading like I am now. And now that I'm actively trading, like I'm seeing that, and it works for a while, and then it messes you up because you think now I'm thinking in the back of my head, every bump we're gonna dump, and then all of a sudden the trend changes and you get caught with your pants down, right?
Like you need to wipe your mentals. You need to take the emotion out of it.
Yeah,
just fundamentals. But like when you've just been, I feel like you've been stop loss hunted. The market changes direction 1,000 fucking times a day. It's like you don't know when Trump. You could be crushing along, and then Trump sends out a tweet, and then all of a sudden you're getting smoked up.
Absolutely, and this is where risk management comes in. You just got to keep your risk, tight. Protect your capital, and it's not about being right all the time. It's about just being able to stick around to be able to try again.
Yeah, that's
right.
It's a great point. It's a love. I got a love-hate relationship with stop loss. That's for sure.
Well, the good thing is on VDEX, they use dark pool, so you're not being hunted. Nobody knows where your stop loss is, so no one's hunting you. So here you can see at the bottom of that market too, you see a bullish divergence, right? You see the price go down while RSI moves up. Bullish divergence on the weekly. The bigger the time frame, the more accurate it is. So a bullish divergence on the weekly would be very, very good. So we've been talking about getting that legendary long from like the bear market bottom to the new all-time high. Like this is what you're going to be looking for. You're going to be looking for that bullish divergence.
We're starting to scoop.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I hope Bitcoin goes to 500,000 or 2 million next cycle. And
okay, so there's
buy yachts.
Some big analysts are still saying that we're going to hit 150 this year, 175 this year. There's always in the back of my mind, and that's another thing that has me kind of like spooked out about getting in these trades and being in a short and hanging on to it too long, right? Like I just like to take my profits and get out because you never know when the market's going to change.
Yeah.
You got to think about like the whole supply shock thing. You got to think about how was it 2 weeks ago Luxembourg announced that they were adding 1% of their wealth fund in. You just constantly the news is going, and Bitcoin just has the opportunity to rip, and that's always in the back of your mind. And I think you and I are both bullishly biased because of that. Like we understand where Bitcoin is going. We understand what it is doing. Obviously, we're dealing with macro, we're dealing with geopolitical, we're dealing with all sorts of crazy algorithms and AI that's probably triggering trade mechanisms differently than what we should be expecting, right? Do you think
market makers are going to mess up with everybody, right? There are literally market makers there to make the market. So like if a news pops off, they think it's a bullish news, okay, we'll dump the market because everyone's going to be here. There's people, you have like I showed you Bookmap, you have people's liquidations. Everybody know when people can see liquidations, like the market makers are going to want to get you on both sides of the coin, and that's kind of what you're seeing right now in this bear market. You're like, you get these pumps to liquidate a bunch of people, and then right back down, and you get the people on the longs, and you get the liquidations on the shorts, and then you wipe out the leverage from the market, which is honestly, wiping out leverage from the market is healthy. But when it comes to supply shock, like, was it a couple days ago they announced Bitcoin has mined its 20 millionth Bitcoin. So there's only 1 million Bitcoin to be mined over the next 114 years, I believe. So yeah, it's so like new supply of Bitcoin is that's it. There's a million left. And if you see all this adoption for all these institutions coming in and hedge fund again, right now, that clarity, all the regulation is to allow companies that are not allowed to get into to be able to get into. Once they have clear rules and they understand what they can and can't do legally, and get educated on that, and then they get the green light. Once they get the green light, it doesn't have to be much. 0.5% of their portfolio, 1% of
and they're advocating for high net worth individuals to be like 4%. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, imagine just like the teacher's pension fund, for example. I don't know if you guys have that there, but here we have a teacher's pension fund. 1%. A construction company, like my dad worked in one of the biggest construction companies in Canada, and the union was called Leuna. Leuna is, they put like 1%. They've got billions of dollars under their management. 1% is nothing to them, right? I love what Grant Cardone's doing. He's buying property and borrowing against the property to buy Bitcoin, and offering like a dividend to people. What do you call it? Holding his stock, right? So he has so he's doing a really cool thing. It's kind of like Michael Saylor, but with real estate, and he's got the cash flow from the real estate to get more Bitcoin. So it's a really cool idea, and like, I'm very curious to see in the next like 10 years where these early adopters of Bitcoin in these companies, like Michael Saylor, will he be the richest person on earth in 10 years? Like, most likely. like the guy has like almost like 700 and something thousand BTC. Like that's unreal. Like, I would have never fathomed anybody. Like, do the OG whales even have that much Bitcoin? Like, at this point, like, have they? Like, that's what I wonder. Like, I don't know. Like,
I bet someone has 1 million, right? I mean, minus Satoshi, right? We know Satoshi's got 1 million, but
yeah. So like, and then how much we also got to factor in the how much is lost to losing your wallets, people forgetting about it, or whatever. Like, so much has been lost.
The number has always been about 2 to 3 million. Now, that was several years ago, so you got to think it's probably gotten a little bit higher since then.
Yeah, like everyone's going to screw up at some point. It might be less and less that's lost these days, just because people aren't able to buy as much, but still happening.
That's a really good point. Oh, that's a really good point.
Yeah, it would just naturally, the amount of BTC being lost would dwindle as the price goes up, right? But yeah, it's wild to think, and it's supply and demand 101. Like, look, markets work on supply and demand. It's all it really is, on a fundamental level, on a base principles level. So, if we have, for example, the demand for Bitcoin stays exactly the same, but we know every 4 years there's less supply coming in, price still has to go up. Even if demand stays exactly the same, it has to go up because there's less supply. It's just deflationary. So, you know what I mean? If we have more demand and wallets are growing, and people using, Bitcoin are growing, then it's going to go up even more. So that's the way I look at it. I try to break it down as like as simple as possible. Like, A plus B has to equal C, like, because that's how it always works.
That is why it's very important for you guys to listen to Mike and I, because like, we're telling you, like, you should be buying Bitcoin, and like, Bitcoin is the only thing that over the length of time. Like, unless something fundamentally goes wrong, Bitcoin is going to be a-okay. And you got countries fighting over it, institutions are fighting over it, enterprises are fighting over it, except for the retail people, because ultimately the sheeple are waiting for them to be told that it's okay to get back on the rails of crypto, because they got smoked out, they got wamboozled, they know somebody who got hacked, whatever. But that's coming soon. I think what was it? Who was it? Man, I can't remember his name. He's he's like one of the congressional guys talking about this stuff. He said, all the markets will be on chain within the next 2 to 3 years, right? With that being said, probably the markets on chain will happen before retail goes on chain, right? So let's say 3 to 5 years is when the retail boom will start to happen again. Like
Didn't the CFTC just like say they gave the green light for stocks the
all of it.
24/7 or something like that? I just
All of it. Nasdaq, the Nasdaq, the New York Stock Exchange, all of it. And like that's some of the stuff that's like it ties in with the Uniswap video that I got coming out tomorrow. It's like they're connected with some of the biggest liquidity makers, like partners, and there's just how it all fits together. I recommend. I'll tell you. I'll just send a post out at 6 a.m. I'll schedule it.
boom.
I can do that.
I wanted to show you guys Ethereum. I was actually looking at this today.
See that?
I was, you know what? Like, so I've been waiting for Bitcoin to lose its weekly 200-day moving average. That's my base case. Like bear market, like when we start to look for the next bottom, it's that 200-day moving average on the weekly. Ethereum's already lost it. And
it looks like it's ready to explode.
So I was looking at this on before the stream. Yeah, let me actually go to the bigger chart, not the perpetual chart. ETH, USD, and then we'll go to the Binance. I'll go to Coinbase, whatever. So I was looking at previous bull markets, just comparing. Like again, it doesn't have to do exactly the same, but it can rhyme, right? So if we look at the weekly here, let's go back to the previous bear market, 2018. This is when I got in, right? So we lost the 200-day moving average, came below it, double bottom, and then we came up. Same thing in 2022.
Well, it was double bottom that we just formed,
right? We lost it. Like it kind of almost looks so close, like we're getting to that, like almost this point. Like it could come down maybe a little bit more, but like how much lower? Like so, like maybe we come back to here. I can see that we come back to maybe the April 2025,
right?
Come back to that low of 1350, revisit this liquidity here, and that might be your bottom for Ethereum. Like if we're not there already, because then on the other hand, like altcoins didn't make really Ethereum made a new all-time high by like a couple bucks, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just no more sellers. Maybe I'm just going to hold on to Ethereum and start buying it, right? So
you got
buyers and sellers.
Institutional staking has come up. BlackRock, they just was it BlackRock or Fidelity? BlackRock. They have their ETH staked ETF fund where 82% of the rewards go to the ETF holders, the people who have invested. It goes to the actual people that are holding onto the ETF there. And so you think like staked ETH it's in the institution's hands. They've got this thing. ETH inverse head and shoulder, Lucas says.
Inverse head and shoulder on what time frame?
Probably this one that we're looking at. I can see, yeah.
No, I don't see it here. This
just regular shoulders, actually. Right?
I would say this is if anything, head and shoulders like here. This is your neckline. And then your measured move would have been like, I think we're basically at the measured move. Yeah, we're basically at the measured move for the most part, which is this point of control on the VRVP, right? We're just bounced off that point of control, which is right around here. I don't see, maybe not on this time frame at least, I don't see an invert head and shoulders. What I do see is either we're making a bear flag, kind of like what Bitcoin's doing. So this is where the confluence comes in, right? Either we're making a bear flag, get rejected by the 200-day moving average up at 2468 and come down, which would be, your measured move here, which would bring you down to, about 1233, which kind of lines up with that Bitcoin move, right? We said about 30 something percent. This is 42%. I don't think we go there. I think we come back here, which is from here. That brings you to 35%, which we said Bitcoin 35, 36% dump, right? Coming up. Again, this would have to get above that weekly 200-day moving average again. I will say that the 21-day moving average is curving. We are getting a curve here. So if we continue to curve, come up, and then cross that 200 again and retest, then bullish, right? Yeah. That's a change of structure. But right now we just gotta wait. We gotta wait and see what this does. Like we gotta wait and see if this on the weekly gets rejected by this 200-day moving average. If we are in a bear flag, it'll most likely dump on the rejection of the 200-day moving average. So we got to wait to see that. That's on the weekly. So let's look at the daily and see what the daily looks like.
Doesn't look as bullish.
Well, it could be making a double bottom, right? Rounded bottom, right? So we could be making, a double bottom here, but the double bottom doesn't have to be perfect like that. It could be like this. Like it could be like that too, right?
I
So
suppose you could be doing a cup and handle too.
it could be like that. That's absolutely possible. So let's see what a cup and handle would look like, right? Cup and handle would be something like this and this. I don't know. It could be. You have to wait for the bounce. You have to wait for confirmation. I would wait for price to come up and then start the new uptrend here, right? Too early to tell for that. But if Bitcoin, if I'm asking myself, do I believe Bitcoin's going to go down? And we kind of showed that, like, we both believe it will be based on tether dominance, based on what the chart looks like for Bitcoin. That I have to believe Ethereum's going to go too, because if Bitcoin moves the market right now. Bitcoin is the strongest asset. Ethereum is number two, but if Bitcoin goes down, so will Ethereum. So I have to believe that that's also true. Yeah,
I'm with you there. I think if we did look at back, and I've got some just like some different structure that you're looking at, right? Like if you go back to and you don't have to pull this up. I'm going to just talk about it, but like ETH on the weekly, if you just looked at the whole chart, right? It's fanning out, like it's getting wider. Like you're making higher highs for sure. Over the course of time. Over since 2023. The chart that I'm looking at is 2023 and beyond. So it's a multi-year uptrend that you're on with a lot of volatility, right? You've made, I think we had a lower low in the beginning, back in 2025, right? In April of 2025. But we've gone up since then, and it just kind of has built this whole big fan that you think it just widens the opportunity for when it does go up. Well, that doesn't look as good as what I got. I'll tell you that.
But this is, see, we can even say this is a huge ascending triangle. This is bullish pattern, by the way.
Right.
So this is our trend. If we were to pull this on the weekly, so that looks like either a big bull flag or an ascending triangle. So if we're gonna go, let's be conservative, go ascending triangle. So we'll just measure from the top of the triangle to the bottom.
Come on, dude.
34,000. I don't think it's gonna take this.
Come on, dude.
I think I think we come back to the top of the channel 2027. This is my base case. This is what I've been mapping out, and my mental model is we come back to the bottom of the channel, we bounce back up to the top channel, and that's already June of 2027.
But you got to think, man. You got to think about all the amount of institutional activity on Ethereum, and I know a lot of all the chains are getting in as well. But the tokenization, the U.S. securities, the tokenized securities, all of the things that are going to be adding up to this $30 trillion number in the next couple of years. Ethereum is the lion's share of it. A lot of it is on Ethereum, and so it's funny when you see that chart, and this goes out to what 2030.
So this goes if we're again, the chart's not gonna, this pattern is not going to be perfect. This goes up to 2032.
I want you to screenshot this and post it and have Grok remind the two of us in 2032, because if this chart plays out, you are a genius, sir.
Well, yeah, if it breaks out, because if that means by 2032 we can't get above $4,600. I don't think that's the case.
That's not going to be good.
No, I think I'm more of the camp that we come back off the bottom, bounce off the channel, and then that's it, and then we come up in 2027, break out of this, and then go on forward. But I'm kind of feeling like Ethereum might be like Solana last cycle. Went down to $2. Nobody wanted to touch it. It was altcoins, and then all of a sudden the next cycle just goes up like crazy. My base case for this cycle was $10,000 Ethereum. Didn't happen.
A lot of people were.
I was 100% off.
I know I was trading for 10K ETH.
I thought that was conservative, to be honest. I thought that was very conservative. It didn't happen. So we might be surprised, right? Like right now, I feel like it's the infrastructure is being built and the stable coins and the clarity. But once everything comes in, everybody's got the green lights, and now it's Bitcoin's not the focus because everybody's got into Bitcoin. Now we can start to explore the altcoins. For example, if you're an institution and you're going to be using stable coins for your business, you have to hold Ethereum for gas at the very least, right? So people like, how much you're gonna buy? You're gonna have a million transactions going out. Like you gotta have Ethereum just to pay the gas. So
That's wild.
you're gonna have to see these institutions buying it.
You'll have to have more than you think you're going to need, because when the transaction fee goes up,
Yeah.
bueno.
I'm honestly like debating, like if we see a $12 or $1,300 Ethereum, I'm almost debating on buying 32 ETH so I could get a validator node. Like I was looking at that, and like I was doing the math, and like I think it worked out to like 60,000 Canadian, and like if it goes just up to $5,000 or just back to its previous all-time high, that's like $212,000. So like
Damn.
that's a pretty good, like, it's very similar to Bitcoin, a little bit better than Bitcoin in my opinion.
What does running the validator do?
So when you run your own validator node, I believe you can get people under your validator node and you can get more rewards, right? So and the way the Ethereum staking works is it's kind of shitty, honestly. It's proof of work was better. It was more random. But now it's whoever has more Ethereum, we're more likely to see more blocks, just based on proof of stake. So unfortunately, it's not as decentralized, I guess you could say, as it used to be. But still good, right? Like it's still, I think a validated node pays you like 2.5 to 3.5% returns, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. It's not much, but hey, you know what? Like over time, that can grow to be a lot. Like, and it's kind of like passive income to me, right?
Uh-huh.
So that's kind of, I don't know. I'm playing with the idea. I'm just trying to see like what's the best, like, allocation of my capital, right? Like, so I gotta learn more about staking and validator nodes. But I remember like in Ethereum, like even BitBoy, he had his own a Cardano node, right? Like people were signing up under his node or something like that. So
I
think you can do something similar with Ethereum.
DJ ran it, I think, for a while.
Yeah, I don't know much about that stuff. Like that's something I got to research. But hey, I'm always up. I'm always interested in like passive income. I really love passive income in this space. Whether it be mining, nodes. Again, I like the idea of participating in the network, and you feel like you're part of it, right? You're participating in network, you're part of the security, and you're getting rewarded for it. It's like doing a job, right? And I like, everyone likes making money while they're sleeping.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude. Especially crypto. Especially when you look at this chart and we've got a great recovery ahead of us.
Yeah, and it's going to become sooner than you guys think. Like a couple more months, and we're at the end of, we're getting near the fall of 2026. Like it's.
What is your? Maybe we haven't talked about this in a while, but like, what is your outlook for the rest of this year, and when do you think the real fireworks will happen?
I think I've said this at the beginning of the stream too. I think maybe the next 2 months could be bullish. I think the summer is going to kind of be like a little bit of a lull, or we can just go into the summer, in a high until we start to fall off in the fall. I still think we're going to see a cycle bottom sometime around the fall, September, October, November. Don't quote me on the month. I don't know. But sometime around there.
Quarter 3, quarter 4, H2, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, like April 1st is the start of Q2, right? So like we'll see what happens. There's going to be volatility at the start of Q2. That's coming up in a couple of days, right? Like a couple more days. We'll see where April grows. Especially once you're a week or two in April. But yeah, I think this. I still think this year is down. I think this next leg is going to come, within a month or two of downside. Do we hit the 81K first before we go down to 50 something K? It's inevitable in my opinion. But yeah, markets have to go down. You have to go down to be able to go back up again, right? We need a cool off. You can't just go up forever, or else we're gonna have a massive dump. Like we need the changing of hands of investors, right? Like think about this. Like everybody buying Bitcoin now is buying at, what is the price of Bitcoin right now? 71,000, right? Anybody, so now every investor in my mind, like they're gonna want a certain return before they think they want to sell it. So like their starting point now is 71,000.
Mhm.
I don't want to sell if I believe it's going to go up in the future until I'm up at a higher number than I'm ready to sell at, right? So you're getting the people who have taken profits, the sellers will be, as the market goes down, there will be sellers and people will take their profits. Eventually, you're going to have the new class of investors come in, or the same people that are recompounding, but like their starting price is at whatever they buy at, right? And then they're going to hold until it goes back up. And if anybody, it's even a little educated in Bitcoin and understand that there's another cycle and things are going to go up, if that's your base case in investing, then you're going to hold, and you're probably going to hold till at least 100K again, right? Like
Right.
that would be, I'm just thinking of like a market psychology, right? So I have to believe that's going to happen. So you just got to wait for all the sellers to exhaust, right? Like eventually there will be more buyers and sellers. Like it's all about value. Right now there's like every candle on the chart, every red candle, those are sellers that thought the asset was overvalued, and for every green candle, there's a buyer that thought the asset was undervalued. And it's just this battle back and forth of undervalued, overvalued, and where everybody thinks price should be. And then eventually there'll be no more sellers. Like it'll get to a point where it's like, shit, this is a really fucking good deal. Everybody apes in. Everybody believes that, like, okay, this is the case, and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because then the market goes up, and then then it starts the FOMO again. It's like, oh shit, I missed it, I gotta get in. Like, and then everybody gets back in, and then we start our uptrend.
I wonder when all that's going to end, though. At some point, it'll go away.
But it doesn't end. Like, look at the markets. Like, forget about crypto for a second. Look at traditional markets. It's been going on for 100 years. There's boom and busts, especially now that we don't have.
Can you calculate it like you can Bitcoin, like where it's every 4 years? Like, is there any repetitive pattern to?
Yeah,
like,
well, now it's more so because of the debt refinancing cycle. Before, when the markets, the dollar was backed by gold and stuff like that, it was a little bit more stable. Especially back, it was the industrial boom of the U.S. Like, there's good times for longer, but now we just have these boom and bust cycles, and they kind of go around the election years, which is, it's funny that Bitcoin has a 4-year cycle because it's right around the election year of the US, because when a new president comes in, the first thing he wants to do is get work done. So the first year is about spending money and getting things done, right? And which causes asset prices to go up. You're printing money. So it goes around the debt refinancing cycle because we just have massive deficits, massive debts now, and it's all around the federal bank pulling that lever of raising interest rates, lowering interest rates, raising interest rates, lowering interest rates, and printing money. Until that systematically changes, I can't believe that it's going to change, right? Because that makes every market go up or down. Like whether Bitcoin, housing, you name it, it's all about that. What I've heard from some other macroeconomists, actual professionals, not me, like Raoul Paul, the oil boom is usually the indicative of the end of the business cycle. So we might start the new one after oil finishes whatever the hell it's going to do when it finds a high. So maybe we gotta wait for oil to hit $200 and then dump off.
No,
I think it's like $91, 91.39.
That's the.
It went up a little bit today, actually. Yeah, actually went quite up quite a bit today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the weekly. Hold on, let me go to daily.
I was on the monthly, and I was like, "Damn, that's a candle, dog."
Yeah, like it looks pretty good to be an uptrend. Like, above the 200-day moving average, touching the 21. We're looking like we're bouncing off that right now. So yeah, look for that to go up. What is going on with my Bitcoin trade? I am down 13 cents. Man, it's just price action is just super slow right now.
Do you think that that's around, because if you look at oil and if you look at the chart, I mean, there's a little bit of volatility to it, but not really. Like for many years, it's pretty flat, like a little bit of here and there.
Well,
Is it
let's look at the cycle, right? Like the 4-year cycle. We're at the end of the business cycle. When was the last time? So we should have been on a downtrend, right? Until the new cycle starts or the end of the cycle. So let's see here. This is the daily. So that's 1305 days. So let's see what 365 divided by 1305. That's the hell? Oh, sorry. 1305 divided by 365. Thank you. 3.5 cents, 3.5 years. Look at that. It's a 4-year cycle. Right. So it works out, right? It's like you see all these confluence, right? It's so funny how it does work out that way, and it doesn't have to, but because we all believe, or a lot of the investors believe it, it happens. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
That's really interesting.
It's again, this is all human. Everything you're seeing in these charts is just human emotion. You're mapping out human emotion.
So with the rise of what I like to call the intelligent finance with AI, crypto, and fintech, at what point does that go away? Because AI can make decisions faster, better, more accurate, with no emotion 100% of the time. Like there's no need for that anymore. Like that's why I would love to like get my hands on like an auto bot trader thing that I could put like $1,000 into that, and then I've got 1,000 in my account, and I want to see like over the course of like just 1 week, like who has a better P&L. Like,
well, you have to have a strategy programmed into it, right? But like for example, I made the indicator, right? The indicator pairs with a strategy to be able to back test to see if it's profitable, right? So for example, on TradingView here, let's go back to Bitcoin. Let's go to the 5-minute chart so we can see the indicator, and then I'll show you the back testing on my. So much zooming in.
Dude, I've learned a shortcut. And I forgot it again.
Let's see. So this is the strategy that pairs with it, and then like it back tests. So it's again the last 7 days, not so good. This indicator I've noticed is not the greatest during sideways chop, but it catches a lot of the big moves up. So you're 30% accurate in the last 7 days, but the last 30 days we're at 45%. Portfolio would be up $1,600. Last 90 days we're at 42%, up $3,500. So it's overall long term, it's still profitable, 38% over the last year, and we've been in a downtrend, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so what I've noticed is this strategy it'll just take trades based on the parameters I've given it. And you can see like long and then take profit, stop loss, like long and then exit. The blue dots would be the exit after the green. I even told it like because it was selling too early, and it wasn't like it was profitable, or like the trades were like percentage of profitable trades were high percentage wise, but the portfolio was like not very profitable. So what I told it to do, as I said, you know what, take profit, early, but leave a runner going until price loses the 21-day moving average, or when the RSI gets up to overheated level, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's catching more of the trend,
bigger trade.
and yeah, because it wasn't catching the whole more of the move. It was catching early and then not going, right? So that's why you're seeing now the portfolio be up. So you got to have a strategy programmed into the bot to just go out and implement the strategy, but you have to program it, right? It depending on is your strategy profitable or not. So like, these bots that we're gonna have, they're going to be programmed by a human on what they think. It's not, unless we have like full consciousness of AI, and then they can think for themselves, right? Like that's in that case, yes, it'll probably outperform, but then like no human will ever, like look at chess, for example. The robots can beat chess. No human can beat a robot in chess now. It's impossible. But nobody people still watch chess, even though robots are better.
Nobody can beat a robot in chess.
It's impossible. The robots are too good now for any. A grand champion is not even able to beat the robots, but nobody cares because people want to watch humans do things, right? They don't want to watch robots just play chess against each other. But yeah, it's I don't know, man, because I feel like the 4-year cycle would just be like there's only so many tools, like because systematically we have debt, The governments have debt, and there's only so much. Like the only tools that the federal bank has is the interest rate. It's up or down, printing money or restrictive monetary policy, right? So that's the only tools that they have at their advantage to use, right? So until we change system, which I think could happen with AI, because we boost productivity, all of a sudden, you have a better better management of money and stuff like that, and all of a sudden that deficit and that debt cuts down. And what if we start plugging away at that debt? I don't know if it's possible. I think for the US, I think they said it's mathematically impossible to pay off the deficit. Like, it's just growing too fast, where it's impossible. It was actually I forgot his name. It's a Bitcoin Maxi's older gentleman, really smart guy. He used to work in banks doing literally like credit, like worked in credit, and he says like it's mathematically impossible right now.
That's
I can't remember the guy's name. You'll know him. He swears a lot. He's hilarious. He used to be at like all the Bitcoin conferences.
Huh.
I'll find his name, and because I used to watch his stuff all the time. But
Right.
yeah, it's I don't know, until you change the system, it's hard for me to say that it's going to be different, because systematically, like, we need to change. Like, and it changed in what, 2008, when Bitcoin came out, right in the financial crisis. That was the playbook. It was, no more depressions and long recessions. Just the federal bank comes in and saves the day, right? It's different here in Canada because we only have 5 banks, right? Like, you guys have a lot more smaller banks, so they can let some of those fail. But
But at the end of the day, yeah, they're all, I think they're all beholden to the few banks that actually, run the world.
yeah, I think you guys are moving that way, where you guys used to have way more banks than even now, and it's like dwindling. Like every cycle, every like boom and bust, you lose a little bit more.
Yep.
And whatever smaller banks that are out there are maybe even owned by some of the big banks already, right? Like, they're just small subsidiaries, right? Well, this trade is just not going my way.
That's
Yeah, do I want to cut it off? I'm gonna cut it off. I'll get in a better entry. My goal was, like, if we lost the 21-day moving average, I'm done. Small trade. We'll see if we bounce up again. I'll get in, but we're down $4. No big deal. It looked nice, but it didn't work out. I don't want to sleep on this.
yeah, as we give you the leverage sweats. 20 FDIC insured bank failures in the US within the last 10 years.
Damn, that's a lot. That is a lot. Yeah, because like, fuck, we only have 5 here. Can you imagine? But ours are so big that they can't even fail at this point. Like, they literally run the country. Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I think 2027, man. I think that's still my base case.
Yeah.
We'll see it in the charts first. That's the thing I love about like actually you doing TA now is you'll see it here first. Like, the news doesn't really matter too much to me, because I'll see it here.
See it in the chart. I mean, honestly, like that's the fastest place to see what's happening.
Look at that my indicator is a 5-minute indicator, but actually printed a green dot on the weekly. Look at that. If you got that green dot, you'd be up in the money right now.
Paying attention to that indicator on the weekly.
Yeah, it shows up on on the other time frames, because it's really just the indicator just tells you, hey, our size stochastic are low, we're above the 200-day moving average, retesting the 21. It's just the model, right? So it's good. Goodbye. Thanks for the great stream, you guys. Boomer Lady, thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
Another VDEX community member. She's great. She's actually killing it in trades. Recently retired. She's joined that retired crowd, and now she's just owning on her trading skills. So she's killing it. She honestly,
That's awesome.
I'm losing trades, and she's just consistently doing well. And she's been supporting a lot of stuff on my stream. So I appreciate you for coming by. Have yourself a fantastic night, and we'll see you tomorrow for more trades. Yeah, man. So what do you think? You think 2027 is your base case?
Yeah, I mean, like, again, I'm not really so worried about, I think, like, the next year. Um, I want to be like a little bit more long term focused. I think the 2020 the 2030 milestone I think is going to be massive. And if I can put my projections and my forecasts out a few more years, I think it's really bullish, right? It gets us through this bearish cycle, and then it gets us through maybe I think the beginning of what should be the forever cycle, right? It's just the super cycle, whatever you want to call it, the forever cycle, like when things just go, like it
Yeah,
just happens. And
that's
you
the
know,
S curve, I think. Yeah,
layer twos and or layer ones, whatever it may be, they get picked up and put into the normal society and how we function and maintain or flourish and grow and maybe change structure and how we do some stuff. It's that to me is the opportunity. Yeah, we're gonna have a shitty 2026. Like it's a great. You look at consolidations. That to me, we've got all of 2026 to consolidate. You get to stack your chips. You get to buy as much Bitcoin as possible because that's where the
absolutely.
biggest opportunity is. We're gonna see some altcoins that had performed very well in the past that'll never come back. You know me, I'm a big V chain guy. I'm really worried about it. When you look at the V chain chart, man, like I'm really worried about it. Like I don't know if it comes back like we all thought it was going to. And that being said, like I think everybody can like really look at their favorite coin in their chart and really start to see that idea. Like, is it actually going to come back? And so I think we're really in like it's interesting, right? Like we're in an inflection point. Like crypto is going to be massive. The right coins that survive because they've done the right, they've either pivoted or they've what's the word I'm looking for? Maybe they structured themselves correct, and they position themselves. You
Yeah,
either there you go, you either pivoted or you've positioned yourself to be in the place where you get caught in this global financial ecosystem, the changing the guard, if you will.
that's
Uh,
exactly like kind of like AVAX did. AVAX was like the gaming chain and all that. Now it's industry. It's made for industry. Like their whole motto now is it's made for industry because like the stable coin, they're working with banks and stuff like that. Like they're building on they still got the game inside too. Like don't get me
what do
wrong,
you
but
think?
like
We haven't had a chance to talk about this, but I think it was who was it? The founder, the Solana Foundation? Was it someone from the Solana Foundation? Like the some high up? She had came out and said, basically blockchain gaming is dead. Like it's not going to ever actually be a thing.
I honestly I gave it a real good try. Don't get me wrong. There's some good that came out of it. Like there like off the grid was the closest I think I've ever seen a Web3 game come to succeed. It's still doing well. Like it's a good game. It's a fun game. It's actually really good. Look, graphics are amazing. Like it's kind of cool. But they did like this only strategy I could think that could work right now is like a Trojan horse. It's like here's a really good game. It's just like some other games that you've played. You can get skins in the game. You open up chests and all that. And hey, by the way, it's crypto, but like it's not in your face, right? You
Does
do
it
have a
do that
wallet.
though? Like, could there be a marketplace where maybe it's not on OpenSea, and so you can't go sell your gun for $1 million, but you have the marketplace in the game, and they are NFTs. You are using the
Yeah,
technology, but it's not, not everything is on chain. Just
yeah.
maybe some of the
So like they do have a marketplace where you can buy and sell. It's like a separate app. So it's one of those things. Like I'm starting to see a lot of games do this. Like it's Web 2, but if there is a Web 3 side, if you choose to use it, if you want to use it, you don't have to. So I like here. Let me show you like when remember the game I was playing back in the day. I was talking about big time. What was it? Open loot. There it is. So forget about the game. This was like the best thing in my opinion that came out of open loot or came out of this platform. It was the marketplace. Like this is how it should be for buying stuff.
yeah.
Just like you have a cart, buy, click on a cart, boom, boom, buy now. You can buy with a credit card. You don't have to use crypto. Like this interface, like this is what it should be for games to be able to buy stuff. Like
Easy,
just
right?
that easy. You know what I mean? Like the game sucked. Like the game, it had hope and it just absolutely fucking flopped. Sucked in my opinion. Sorry, but it sucked. And but this was good. this is probably one of the best interfaces. Like OpenSea should have something like this. Like for NFTs, like this is better than Magic Eden. This is better than OpenSea, in my opinion, to buy NFTs.
It feels very video gamey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like, yeah, exactly. But you have your wallet. You can, add stuff with, with credit card. You can buy on your credit card and whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know. It was just so easy to use, and we've said for so long that like your grandma needs to be able to navigate this shit if people are gonna mass adopt it. Like, nobody wants nobody wants hard. Nobody wants to do anything difficult. People are very comfortable in their lives right now, and to ask
Learn
somebody to do something,
something
to ask somebody just to read a book. Like I tell people, like everybody complains, like, oh, the government charged me too much taxes. My dad, same thing. Like my government charged me taxes. Well, like you got to learn how to mitigate your taxes. There's a way to do it. I don't want to do it. Okay. He just likes to complain. I think people just love to complain and love the trauma bond with other people. Say, yeah, fuck yeah, I pay too much taxes. Yeah, I feel that too. It's like it's the same shit, man. Like,
dude, trauma bond. I like that's funny.
that's literally like my life. Like I'm a 9 to 5 worker still, right? So you go to the shop and everybody's bitching and complaining about something. And it's like I don't even know how to relate to people like that anymore. It's just like, bro, like you have all the knowledge in the world at your fingertips. You could figure it out. But like, what do? You go home, you eat dinner, you put your kids to sleep, and you watch TV, and you fucking, drink beer. Like that's it. Like that's the life. And then
you can change. You can manifest a whole new destiny.
Yeah, you can read a book and drink beer. So that's that's my base case, right? This is the time, man. The bear market is where you learn. The bear market is where you grow.
Drink the beer, get 1% better every day.
That's it. Like just stack sats and stack knowledge, man. That's what it is. The more you invest in yourself, the more money you make. It's simple as that. Like I know people are struggling out there. I know it's tough for people. So if you don't have money to invest in the market, take whatever money you have and invest in yourself. Work out, get better. Like if you're in a bad mood, go exercise. You'll start, maybe if you have depression, it'll help you get out of depression. And you're leveling up your life. What do you got to lose, right? Like, why we live on this earth once. We don't get to do this again. Why not to be the best version of yourself?
Be the best version of yourself. You know what else there is? And I think people forget, like, oh, I don't have any money to invest. I guarantee you, you have a bunch of shit at your house that you do not use, that you could put on marketplace, that you could sell. And even if it's just $100, you could buy $100 of Bitcoin and you can say you fucking did it. Right. And that $100 in Bitcoin is eventually going to be more than $100 in Bitcoin. And then, it's better than a pile of dust that you can't do anything with.
Dude, my wife loves thrifting. She loves going to thrift stores. And she finds things and like sells them for like 5-6 times what she got them for at the thrift store. Like that's how Gary V became, he became very successful doing that stuff. Garage sales, like buying stuff at garage sales and just reselling them. You do that en masse, and you get a little side extra money. What it is people invest. They say, people that don't want to invest because they expect instant results. You have to just come to terms that like it's gonna take longer than you think. But it's okay. Be there for the long game, and participate in your wealth growth in your portfolio. And like for me, like I've been investing, and like I'm always thinking about the future. So now I've got to the point where it's just like I'm enjoying the moment, the journey now. Like I believe I'm going to be there in the future, but enjoy the journey, like along the way, like of growing, getting better, and figure things out. Because it's we only get to do this once. Like I said, like just grow a little bit every day. You'll be surprised in 1 year how like you won't even recognize yourself of just reading like 2-3 pages a day of a book. Right? If you got a half an hour drive to work, listen to a book for 30 minutes, right? 30 minutes a day. You work 5 days a week. That's what, like 2 hours, 2.5 hours of reading. The average book's about 8 hours. So maybe, a book every couple weeks, before you know it, you've read 10 books, right? And you're, that much better. You're that much smarter. So you can do it.
This is the time to do it. This is
absolutely this is the money making here. I literally have done it. Like last bear market, I bought a lot of Bitcoin. not a lot, but I bought some Bitcoin, and I bought a lot of Bitcoin miners, and I got into like, just accumulating my Bitcoin at the lows, and I did very well, more money than I've ever made in my life. Um, so if I can do it, like I'm a fucking 9 to 5 grease monkey that fixes cars. If I can do it, you can do it.
I love that. That's the most important thing. If we can do this shit, anybody can do it. Everybody can do it.
Absolutely. And find
Good, y'all
community.
should be doing it. Join the Discord. Mike, I love this show. I love doing this. I think this is great.
It's, you know what? I love it too, man. Like chatting with you, like is just easy. You know what I mean? Like it's just easy. We both like have similar views, similar situations in life, and we also want to like help others like grow. Like we want to like take what we've learned, like because we've been here for a long time, and just like here you go, like you can do it. Like here you go, like this is what it takes to make it, right?
This is facts, man. I got the official invite. I know we're gonna see each other a couple times coming up soon. We got the Bitcoin conference at the end of April in Vegas. Looking up for that.
I just booked it.
Nice. And then I think it says I got an email from the team at Consensus that I've got to put together a little content stuff for them, send them some links between now and like just promote like the Consensus event, and then me and my team get access. And so I mean, you're definitely, do you have a pass to Consensus already?
I got my media pass for Consensus.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't know. I didn't want to go if like I didn't know anybody that was going, because like it's gonna be literally like go from Vegas, go home, do laundry, and then fly out to Miami.
Miami. It's gonna be like I think because of everything that's going on in the Middle East right now, and obviously Token 2049 is canceled this year. I think they're going to be big events. I think they're going to be really, the Bitcoin conference is its own beast. It's its own, take it for what it's worth. And then, Consensus is, I think it's going to be a massive, massive event this year because everything else, globally is being postponed.
Are you going to be at BTC Vegas this year?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I did. So I did.
You're going to be there too.
I'm hopeful that because I get the media pass every year. I'm hopeful that I'll get that thing squared away. I did. There was I did post it in our group chat, and it was gone the next day because I was going to have my family sign up for it, but they were given out because of the Token 2049 cancellation. They were doing free tickets, free GA passes, and so I did scoop one of those up. So I'm hopeful that I'll have my media that I have every year, and this way, if that's the case, like I'll probably do a giveaway and give someone.
I have my GA pass from last year because they denied me for the media pass. So I think they just got bought out by a new company, but whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, I think it's a new company that's bought the whole Bitcoin conference. I forgot the name of the company. Is it Bitcoin.com? I don't remember. There's a company I just got them recently. Okay. but yeah, so I didn't unfortunately get a media pass, but I remember last year they like at the last day they had like a billboard like of scan this QR code for next pass next year. I got me and my wife one, so she's coming this year. So it's gonna be a party. My daughter's staying with my mom, so it's gonna be me and the wife. So we're gonna have a good time. I can't wait. Yeah, man, I can't wait for everybody to come out. It's gonna be a little bit of a VDEX meetup. I got some other traders from VDEX maybe coming out, so it'll be a fun meetup. It'll be a good time. Hopefully, we can get in that Tyson mansion again.
Let's go. Absolutely, that's always fun. I'm a big fan of that.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
So, yeah, Vegas and then Miami.
Yeah, so if anybody's watching and you want to come meet us up at the conferences, BTC Vegas and potentially Consensus Miami, I want to try. I'm gonna see if I can get some Trade Daddy shirts made. I know I'm gonna get VDEX ones made, so I will. You'll have to send me your shirt size, and we'll get some made.
Extra large.
There you go.
If it's shrink, yeah, extra large is always good. Fits me better.
Okay, so I will look at that because I'm gonna get some stuff made because I want to do something live like at the conferences for the show, right?
Yeah, I'll get one of my. I got a couple of. I'll get another one of these made.
Hey, let's go.
Trade Daddies, we live.
Markets are shit.
But it doesn't matter. We're here. We're with
Webs are high, markets are down. Absolutely. Well, everybody, like it's been a great stream. We know where we're going. I think we are armed and we're prepared. So every week that you tune in here, you are prepared and ready to go when the market goes, because we forecast and we mentally make these trades before they happen. That way, when they do happen, all you got to do is react to the plan that we've already set in motion. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for coming out. It's been a fantastic stream. Honestly, it could have gone an hour or so, but eventually at some point I need to sleep. So so thank you so much for coming by, and we'll see you guys next week for another episode of Trade Daddies. And yeah, man, we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you.
Peace out.
Appreciate y'all. Smash a like on your way out.
All right, peace out.
Peace.
Yeah. Another session in the books. Trade Daddies. Let's close it out right. Yeah. Yeah. From the charts to the couch, we appreciate your time. Every view, every share, that support is a sign. Late night learners building wealth slow. Plant seeds today, watch the legacy grow. We don't flex hype, we invest in the grind. Teach discipline so you level your mind. If the game gave value and the message hit deep, run it back, tap like, let the algorithm speak. Trade Daddies, yeah, we here every week, dropping gems, keeping structure unique. If you vibe with the movement, help it expand. Like, share, subscribe, build the brand. Trade Daddies, yeah, we teach no cap, real dads, real trades, real talk on the map. Yeah. No promises quick, just knowledge and reps. Risk man is tight, calculated steps. From beginners to vets, everybody can learn. Market cycle spin, patience earns. So salute to the viewers, community strong. Independent thinkers, moving along. Hit subscribe if you rock with the show. Turn alerts on, don't miss the flow. Don't miss the flow. Who keeps it real? Trade Daddies. Who builds the skill? Trade Daddies. Like it up, share it wide, subscribe and ride. Daddy time, knowledge climb. See you next week, same grind. Trade Daddies, after dark. Stay disciplined, play it smart. Trade Daddies.